All right, guys. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to animate your character in Scratch. And so, what I want to do, and it's going to be interactive. So, what I want to happen is when you hit the right arrow key, the character is going to go right, and his costume is going to change. So, it's going to kind of look like he's going right. It's left, you go left, up and down, same thing. I'm going to start with this character. It's pre-made. I didn't make my own. I'm a lazy guy. But so I have lots of different costumes here on this guy, so that's good. And so when I hit certain keys, I want him to move to the right or the left or up and down. And I want his costume to change. So the first thing we always start with, and I've got a few done, but I'm going to show you anyway, is when the flag is clicked, that it tells Scratch, hey, the program is launching, it's starting. Okay, so the second thing we want to do is we want to add in this forever statement, and I'll talk about that, why that's important here in just a second. Okay, the third thing we're going to add is an if then else statement, and that's kind of in programming, and we'll talk about that too. So what we're going to do is we're going to try do the left arrow. So I'm going to make him go left, and I'm going to make his costumes change. So if what happens if the left arrow is pressed right here is where we're at. If the left arrow is pressed, so we need to go to sensing because that kind of senses what you're doing. And then we're going to look down here. There is, let's see, key pressed right here. And we can change that key. So I'm going to move that, drop it right there. That's the great thing about block programming. And we don't want the space bar, so we're going to do the left arrow. If the left arrow is pressed, then what we're going to do is we want to do two things. We want to move to the left. So I'm going to go to motion. I'm going to say change X. Remember, we are looking at this like a X and Y coordinate. So we're going to go, instead of going 10, positive 10, which would be that way on the X coordinate, we're going to go negative 10. And so I'm going to type negative 10 in here. That's going to have me going left. And then also I want the costume to change. So I'm going to say switch costume. I'm going to go back and look, and let's see this. Who's going to go this way for the left? Top L leg. So click on here, switch to top L leg. So a couple things. This forever, like we talked about before, this is when I hit the left arrow. If I didn't have this forever statement in, what it would do is it would move in 10 steps and it would stop, even if you were holding the key down. If I want to hold the key down and have him keep going that way forever, then I need to put that statement in. Okay, so if our left arrow is pressed and he's going to move that way by 10, he's going to change his costume. But now, if I let go, I don't want his costume to stay like that. Otherwise, if I just do this if statement, it's going to stay that way. So when I'm not, if I'm not hitting the left arrow key, I need his costume to go back to the original, which is CM top stand. So I'm going to switch this costume back to CM top stand. And let's try it out and see what happens. So see, now we can move him to the left, and there he goes. All right. So those are what I want you to do, and I've done a couple here for left, right, and up. What you do is make sure you do them for left, right, up, and down. So make sure you do your costumes. Also, I'm going to add one more thing. I want him to go back to the middle when I'm done. So if I look right here on my XY coordinates, I'm going to see it's about 8 and 20 on the XY axis. So what I want to do is when this is clicked, I'm going to add an extra thing. I want to have him go to right here, 7 and 18, let's say. All right. And So now if he's over here, and I start, he goes right back when I hit that flag. And that way I can move him back and forth. Anyway, if you have questions, let me know. Hopefully this video helps you figure this out.